Okay, I believe this is where we left off with yesterday. Is this, maybe I got a little ahead of myself. Maybe we're not quite that far. Okay, this is probably where we begin. Okay, and the reason no?
We were at the external features.
Oh, we were. Okay. So, why are they distributed so widely? Insects. Which means what? Typically, it means they can fly. So then it makes it more, let's say, conducive or easy for them to spread across the world. Although there are some insects that cannot fly, like some of the ants, for instance. Okay, the external features. There are 3. Okay, you got the head, the thorax. What might be the last one?
The legs.
No. Body segments. Sorry.
Cephalothorax.
That means these two would be together, like in spiders and scorpions. Okay, when you look at animals that have 2 body segments, like some of the arachnids, this is fused. That gives you 1 body segment, and then the last one is where all the digestive organs would be found. And that, just like in humans and mammals, what area of the body is that called? Your digestive organs. Yeah, your abdomen. So that would be the third aspect or third segment. Okay. Now, not all of these appendages are going to be for swimming. Some of them can actually stay on top of the water because water has a very high surface tension. Okay? And the reason we say that is for anyone who's been or gone swimming, I don't know how high the diving boards are from the surface of the water, but we'll just say, for instance, if you're looking at, I don't know, 20 feet, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. I don't think any diving boards are that tall. Probably 15 is about where you're going to max out, but we're just going to throw 20 out there. As you dive into the water, what should you be doing at that height? You're diving into the water. What's the last thing you're going to want to do? Why? You're right. Don't belly flop. It's really going to hurt. It's water. I mean, anyone jumps in water, it doesn't hurt unless you're at a greater height. Okay? So what we're referring to then is you're talking about your belly flop going like this. You don't want to enter the water like this. Rather, how?
Pencil.
Did you say pencil? Like that then. Vertically. Yeah. You want to cut right into there just like a dagger. Okay? Because if you have a smaller surface area, you're going to break that tension and right into the water you go. And some of you maybe like synchronized diving for an Olympic event, or if you watch that during the Olympics, and I don't know how high some of them diving boards are, but to me it looks like they're probably 30 feet, maybe even 40. I don't know. You better make sure you enter the water just precisely, or else, like you said, that's really going to hurt because of water's surface tension. Okay. And a lot of these different types of mechanisms depends how they fly and how fast their wings will flap, if you want to call it that. Because why is it that you might know that you've got a house fly in your house, and you might not know that there is a butterfly in your house? Right, because when you hear a house fly, okay, they have what's called synchronous and asynchronous, different types of muscles as well. Okay, and when we say direct and indirect, we're talking about how these muscles actually attach to the wing. Okay, and because of the aspect when we look at these, okay, they're flapping their wings quite fast. No surprise. That's why you hear them. But what happens, okay, they create a movement down like this, and then up, and then down, up, and down. Notice what the hand is doing, okay? It's breaking that surface tension in air coming up, and it's more so of a figure eight type of movement, and when that happens, okay, you're actually decreasing that air pressure on both the upstroke and the downstroke, okay? Birds can't do that, but there's always an exception to the rule. We say birds can't, but there is an exception to that rule. If you think about it, I think that thought will pop into your head. Say that again. Why are you right? Yeah, hummingbirds right. Because what can hummingbirds do that all other species of birds cannot, besides flap their wings really, really fast? They can stay hovering, that's true, but there's certain types of birds that can hover in one spot. It's not as efficient as that of a hummingbird, but it's pretty typical for hummingbirds to avoid, let's say, spider webs, as opposed to other maybe types of small birds that once, if they were to get entangled into a spider web, they're probably in big trouble. But a hummingbird might come across that, then rather than just hovering in one spot, but you're correct when you say that, what could they possibly do that these other species of birds can't? Yeah, they'll actually be able to fly backwards. Same thing with insects, okay? Because a lot of them, like these types of, okay, insects can fly backwards, okay? That's why it used to be probably for some of your parents and grandparents before they had cabbed tractors, okay? You're sitting out there and the insects are just always floating around your head. And you think you're driving forward, you should run into them, you would think, but no, insects can fly backwards. Okay, we're almost, oh, that is it. Okay, so that does it for this chapter. These papers, they are due on Friday or the 17th. Okay? Does everyone have this information that wants it? Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up with this. Okay. We've talked about the peripherents. Who are the peripherents? Sponges. We talked about the cnidarians. Who are cnidarians? Jellyfish. We talked about mollusks. Who is a mollusk? Okay? And then finally, we're going to start talking about the arthropods, because the last we had left off, we had left off with the mollusks. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit stop now, rather than having this attached to this lecture. It will be two totally different aspects. It'll be review number 2 or some semester review 2, because there's a semester review 1 that you can go back and look at on the drop folder. Okay, so we'll stop there, and I'll start this again for the rest of our semester review.